welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah Sperber and I'm a real estate agent in the Reno Sparks, Northern Nevada housing market. And I'm here to give you some info each week about everything to do with buying and selling property, specifically in our market, but it also applies elsewhere. So on today's episode, I am going to be addressing those of you who potentially bought your home maybe during the COVID era when interest rates were super low. Maybe things have changed and you love your mortgage rate, you love your monthly payment because it's super low. However, maybe you've outgrown your home, you hate the house, you're ready for an upgrade, a downgrade, a lateral move, something different, but you feel trapped because you have a low interest rate. So if I'm speaking to you, then stay tuned. I'm going to give you a winning strategy in order to leverage that without losing it and potentially make it work for you in a creative financing strategy. All right, you guys, I am going to cut right to the chase. So if you are someone who purchased your home in 2020, 2021, even the earlier part of 2022, perhaps you have a super low interest rate, maybe in the 1 to 3% range. That's something we're probably never going to see again. That was basically a fabricated reality that was put in place to prevent a housing market crash, to stimulate the economy, and to prevent, in an artificial sense, what could have happened during COVID, but because of those rates was prevented from happening. It's really unlikely that we're gonna see those rates again. I keep hearing people say, I'm gonna wait till rates come down. I'm trapped because I can't move because rates are high, blah, blah, blah. There's also other realtors who are saying, oh my God, the rates aren't even that high. Look at what was happening in 1980. Well, okay, that's only half the narrative, and we're gonna touch on that right now because it's driving me absolutely wild. A lot of people are kind of skimming over the reality that homes in 1980 cost less than $80,000. So there's like a lot to kind of acknowledge within that conversation. That's not really what this video is about, but I do think it's important to say that all the other realtors who are saying, marry the house, date the rate, you can always refinance. Like, first of all, you can't necessarily always refinance. You have to be approved to refinance your home. And second of all, homes are really expensive right now. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that, and I don't see the prices coming down regardless. So you have to acknowledge all of that. It's kind of obnoxious, and I feel like in a lot of ways very tone deaf when I hear other agents and other industry professionals just kind of skimming over the fact and saying that rates aren't even that high, they're still in the single digits. I mean, okay, but we have to acknowledge that they are higher than they were, and on top of that, prices have gone astronomically above what they were during that time. So it's important to acknowledge that. Anyway, moving on from that, if you are someone who purchased your home during that time and you're enjoying your 1 to 3% interest rate, but let's say you've had another family member added to your home, maybe you've had a baby, maybe you've gotten a divorce, maybe you've had a death in the family. There are so many different things that impact housing and what your needs truly look like. And if you are someone who needs a change, but you feel stuck in your home because of the low payment, I have a solution for you, and it is gonna take a bit of strategy, but I think it's a good route to go. It's actually something that my husband and I have explored ourselves. So if you are someone who has a low interest rate, if you're someone who wants to change the home that you're in, you're not totally in love with your house anymore, you're not trapped, what you might be able to do, and now this is very area specific, it depends on what part of town you're in, which city you're in, etc. But if your home is a home that would make at all a feasible rental property, you can perhaps keep that home, keep your low interest rate, and leverage it by putting a tenant in that home. Keep it as a rental property. Take that income and leverage it towards paying down another mortgage on a new home. Yeah, interest rates are higher. There's no sugarcoating that. They're more than double what they were for a lot of that time. The bottom line is that you're not trapped. So you can take that income and use the income that you're generating from that rental and have that be part of your whole financial picture that can then help you pay down a mortgage on a second home. There's so much benefit to talk about in that scenario because not only are you potentially creating somewhat passive income by having a rental property, but you're also accruing equity and appreciation on not one, but 2 properties. Just so you know, at the closeout of last month, property values were up 10.5% in the Reno market for single family homes. And, you know, it varies month to month, but like Year over year, at the closeout of March, we are looking at 10.5% of median sales price being up. And that means that if you had not one but two homes that was accruing all that value, that'd be a really great thing. And if you ever needed to sell or cash in on that, that's basically like a huge safety net. I'm gonna be super transparent with you guys. It is my goal in real estate ultimately to get to a place where I'm simply just buying rental properties, filling them with tenants, hiring a property manager, and hopefully, knock on wood, having more or less passive income, right? I mean, that's the dream. And not only are you making rental income on these properties, at very least you want to be breaking even, right? The amount of appreciation and equity, it really adds up over time. And if you build that portfolio of doors, you're gonna end up with a fat payout at the end. Not only that, but all of those things combined are gonna enable you to just keep buying more properties. So that's kind of the goal. That's my strategy, and that is what I'm working towards in this industry. I know this wasn't the longest video, but hopefully, as always, I provided value for you. If you have any questions about this, or you want me to put you in touch with a lender, someone in our market who can help you kind of navigate this, I can certainly help you with the buying and selling part of it, or even getting you with my property management people. They are awesome. They're very turnkey. They make it simple. You just let me know. And of course, as always, if you have any questions at all, I would love to help you out. You can book a free call with me. There's a link to do that in the show notes below. There's no obligation. It's just an opportunity for us to connect and see if we might be a good fit to work together and get all of your questions answered. All right, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Northern Nevada housing market, the Reno Sparks lifestyle, and of course, all things to do with buying and selling real estate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.